We'd rather sell it than move it in. The moving in sale is on now at the new Lloydminster Nissan. As we get ready to move into our beautiful new building on Highway 17 South, we're moving out our incredible inventory from the big blue building on Highway 16 West. Save today on our incredible lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles all under the roof. Get special clear-out pricing on all remaining 2023 models. We're getting ready to move in, so come out and see us today for fantastic savings on your new car, truck, or SUV. The moving in sale is on now at the new Lloydminster Nissan. We won't sell you a car, we'll help you buy one.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
Local people. Local news and events. Local sports. Local matters. For all things Lloydminster and area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Hey, welcome to the Lloydminster exhibition and the new Lloydminster Nissan Exhibition Grill. Right now at the new Lloydminster Nissan, you can get into a 2023 Rogue or a 2023 Qashqai for up to $2,000 below cost. It won't be long now, and the new Lloydminster Nissan will be moving into the new location on Highway 17 South. Come see us today in our temporary location on Highway 16 West, and you can get into one of those gorgeous Rogues or Qashqais at $2,000 below cost, and we're getting very, very close to moving in. So get out and see us today as we blow out some inventory out on Highway 16 West. And right now, when you're switching over your winter tires for summer tires, you do that, you get a $25 oil change. Karla Whiting and Stacey Andrews join us today. We're going to be talking about the Inclusion Lloydminster Changing Lives, Changing Communities fundraising event that happens on May 2nd. And Wendy Plandowski and Jason Whiting will be joining us this morning as well. As we get closer and closer to the Saskatchewan Summer Games, the committee will be hosting a sort of Rev Up event coming up on Friday. Well, it's not just a name, it is Superior Water. Superior Water has 2 locations in Lloydminster, and they're open on Sundays to make filling your big blue jugs a whole lot quicker and a whole lot easier. And if you want great tasting water right from your tap, you can call Superior Water and ask about their under-the-sink reverse osmosis system. 780-875-6636. I drink Superior Water because I like the taste. I believe it is Superior Water. Superior Water open on 57th Avenue Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 5. And don't forget, they got a coin-op location right beside 7-Eleven on Highway 17 South. Connecting Parents Supporting Families have this month's meeting tonight at the Olive Tree. That starts at 7 p.m. It runs till 8:30. The guest speaker tonight is Constable Melanie Flynn. She's going to be talking about drug use and drug abuse. There is a difference between the two, and she'll be going over that. Also, how to approach your children about drug use and protecting kids from experiencing drug abuse. Tickets are free, but you do have to get those online, and you can get them on Eventbrite. Chase the Ace is back here at the Lloydminster exhibition with the first draw tomorrow night. And Stacey Cadzo told us there's more than just a draw tomorrow night. They're having a fantastic supper. And that supper will kick off at around 6 o'clock. Tickets, once again, are $10 each, 3 for $25, 8 for $50, or 20 for $100. You can pick those up in person here at the Lloydminster exhibition. You can transfer by e-transfer using the new password CTA 2024. Cutoff for that is Wednesday afternoons at lunch. And you can purchase tickets online until 7 p.m. the day of the draw. You can do that with your MasterCard or with your Visa. activities. We get ready, Marwayne. This Friday night is the annual Marwayne PBR. Wild pony races are always fun. They start at 6:30 with the PBR going at 7. Tickets are $30 and sold at the door. 12 and under get in for free, and the Prairie Dogs are also performing at a dance afterwards. If you just want dance-only tickets, those are $20. Kid Scotty Dinner Theatre still has some tickets left for Sunday's performance of Wine, Cheese, and Murder. Tickets are available by calling Julie, 780-808-1217. So 2 performances already sold out. We heard last week that it takes about 200 people to put on that dinner theatre, and one of those people that volunteers and has volunteered for years is the wonderful Betty Evans.
And I started out with them in 2003 when some of the community members saw the need for a larger venue for events in Kitscoty, and so we had to do some fundraising, and this was one way of doing it. I've been a volunteer all my life. As a kid growing up, if you didn't volunteer for things, you didn't have anything. So I've been volunteering ever since day one. And so I'm not sure how many years have they been going. I was here all but 2 of the dinner theatre productions.
Nice week ahead, but that Clunker Dunker still on ice out by Kid Scotty, or it was last time we checked here. Anyway, who knows? Might have fallen in this morning. But the pot total keeps growing. It's now over $8,000 in Kid Scotty's Clunker Dunker fundraiser. Times are just $20 each, 3 for $50 to see when that truck will splash through the ice and into the water. Go to clunkerdunker.com to pick a ticket, and all proceeds support the new Kid Scotty Sports and Events Center. Not so much a ticket as it is a time. There's so many talented people in and around our community. We want to send congratulations out to Jordan Pollard. She has signed a record deal, and she's going to come in next Thursday and join us here on Live with Kurt Price. And meanwhile, Carolyn Park is looking for your help to garner some attention on her songwriting. She's been nominated for 4 International Songwriting Awards.
So that's through the International Singer-Songwriter Association. It's for independent songwriters, and it's based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And every year they have an award show in August. But you have your nomination process through the fall and winter, and then April 2nd, the nominations are announced, and there's 25 people in each category. And then for the month of April, you engage with your fan base, and based on that, the top 10 people go on to be judged by the judges. So just because you have a nomination doesn't mean you're actually going to be judged.
Right. It doesn't mean you're actually going to... You're right.
Yeah,
right.
like
Okay.
you still have to show that you have a fan base that cares enough to go online and vote for you, possibly every day. So like that's the...
What's the website you go to?
if you put in just International Singer-Songwriter Association, it should just pop right up.
Google it, it'll come up.
Yep.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back to talk about that inclusion breakfast in just a moment.
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at L&A CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at L&A CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. L&A CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
At Jason Arden & Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden & Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
Welcome back. We're at the Lloydminster exhibition in the new Lloydminster Nissan exhibition grill this morning. BioClean Disaster Services is a local company that's committed, certified, reliable, and very local, serving Lloydminster, Wainwright, St. Paul, Bonnyville, and Cold Lake. BioClean Disaster Services' commitment is to you and your property and your belongings, but really what it is a promise to you and your family and getting your family dynamic back to where you were before the disaster, whether that's wind, fire, or flood. And I've also seen them working on some trailers recently as we get into camping season here. You can call BioClean Disaster Services at 1-833-246-8326. Once again, certified, reliable, and local. Well, it's great to be joined by Karla Whiting and Stacey Andrews this morning. And we're going to talk about the Inclusion Lloydminster event, which is happening on May the 2nd. But before we get into that, I think it would be great to find out a little bit more about Inclusion Lloydminster and Alberta, who put on this event. So, ladies, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So, inclusion, where do you start with Inclusion Lloydminster?
Well, Inclusion Lloydminster has actually been around. It's our 70th anniversary this year.
70th, did you say?
Yeah, we've been around for a while. And so we help support and advocate for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities to have a regular community life just like you or I would have. So in that, we do a number of initiatives to ensure that we support families and the individuals to live a life, a full and robust, inclusive life. So.
Can you expand on that a little bit, how that works, how you do that?
Yeah, so we really believe wholeheartedly that families who have children and adult children with intellectual and developmental disabilities need to have access to the same quality, the same things in community that I would have that don't have a disability. So to be able to grow up at home with family, to be able to have access to the supports and services so that families can raise their children with developmental disabilities at home, for kids to be able to be welcomed in the community and their families for that matter, to be able to go to play school, to be able to attend recreation activities, to go to school and be included and taught in a regular classroom alongside children without developmental disabilities, and to be able to think about what do you do after school. And as you become an adolescent, typically you look at your first part-time job after school. So, for kids to be able to access youth employment in the community and to be able to graduate high school and then think about what their career is after high school.
A lot of what I think about inclusion is that exactly, is life after kind of high school. So is inclusion about placing people into jobs specifically?
So we work robustly in our community, and we work with our Rotary Employment Partnership and with the local Rotary clubs to help potential employers in the community become inclusive employers. So with that being said, we don't place people in programs. We want people to have jobs like you or I would have and be able to earn a paycheck and be reap all the benefit of a regular job. So our job is, in our initiatives, to help support our community, to help people become inclusive employers and hire individuals with intellectual disabilities to be a part of their workforce.
Okay, perfect. Now, this event that's coming up on May 2nd, tell us about that.
Go ahead, Karla.
My turn. Okay, so on May 2nd is our annual fundraising event called Changing Lives and Changing Communities, and it starts at 7:30 in the morning and we end directly at 8:30. We're very precise with our time. You've been there before, Kurt. And
yep, you won't stay a minute after 8:30.
Exactly, unless you want to stay and mingle afterwards. Yep. But it's a truly inspiring hour for ourselves, our staff and family, and our community members that come to join us. And we get to hear from families and individuals who have worked and walked alongside of us here at Inclusion Lloydminster and Inclusion Alberta, and how we have been able to help them live that inclusive life. Whether it's through employment or advocacy, making sure that their kiddos have the supports and the needs that they need in day-to-day life, or post-secondary as well too. So it's a really cool hour to hear from people, and they're no different than us, like you and I, and they're just up there they're sharing their heart, they're sharing their story, so we can better understand and walk alongside them as a community.
I really want to get this through because you said you won't be like, it's time regimented. It is. I've been the MC at this event. I've spoken at this event. It's rehearsed, like to a certain extent, where they know that your time is very valuable. So they don't want to keep you any. They know that a lot of people are either taking time off work to get there, or they're off to work.
Yeah.
By 9 o'clock and stuff like that. So I think that's something that's really appreciated. And when you say they get up there and talk, tell us who you're speaking about when you say you're listening to the program.
So our guest speakers are families or individuals that we've walked alongside to help with advocacy or employment or education. And they have the opportunity to share their story, what life was like before, during, and now as they continue to grow. And it's hard to even explain the emotions that come out of that. I can honestly say there's not a dry eye in that room by the end of it, because for someone to get up there and to share their struggles and their hopes and dreams, and to be that vulnerable to a room of close to 400 people, that's a big deal. And it's hard. I'm going to let Stacey cut in.
I appreciate that, Karla. It is heartfelt. I mean, I think the impacts of the work that we get the opportunity to do with individuals and their families can make a life-changing difference. And so what we want to share is how we do our work is told through the families and individual stories about what life looked like before and the impact of what we were able to help with the individual to have a job, to be more connected to their community, to be able to participate in recreation activities, to expand their career by going to post-secondary. I mean, there's not a lot of words that you can put into how those life-changing pieces make impact to people's lives. So it is a fundraising event. There is an ask, and we don't shy away from that. But it is the impact around the stories and what our community continues to do and show up for individuals and their families, which make a huge impact to all of us. So I think we've received feedback, for one, that it is very structured and very timed, and people's time is valued, but the impact is significant. The feedback is that people get on their day after our event and they're pretty inspired about what they've heard and how that can affect them in their lives as well.
We hear Karla getting emotional, and I have to admit I get emotional at that event as well. You must live this daily, Stacey. It must be hard to hear these stories daily about. Maybe you could share a little bit about what those struggles are.
Well, I think for some families, some of the struggle is wondering if their child is going to be accepted. Being able to be a part of the community. And when I say community, it's almost in quotes around, we all have different abilities. And when somebody has labels of having an intellectual or developmental disability, that's only part of who they are. And so I think what's at the heart for many families and individuals is that because of some differences, that you are seen as different and not as human as other people. And so what we really want and believe is that our community, it takes our community to be able to contribute to all of us feeling a sense of belonging and welcoming and worth. And so that's all we're asking, is that families be able to walk this journey and not be alone.
It's an invitation event. How do you get an invitation?
Well, that's a great question. So we have an amazing group of volunteers who are what we call table captains. And they're different ambassadors and members of our community. And they're tasked with inviting guests to the event. And but we also have the opportunity to register online. Say, for whatever reason, you're just not connected with somebody who is attending that event, and this is something that you really want to check out and learn more about. We have opened it up that way so that everybody can come, regardless if they've been personally asked or they're listening to us today and say, hey, I want to be there. We have a way for them to attend as well.
I was going to say, they can call Karla.
Yeah, or you can call me.
Well, you have a QR code as well.
Yeah, that takes you directly to a link to sign up, and it comes directly to myself, and I will be in contact with you, making sure that you know all the times and when to be there and all the details, and make sure that you feel comfortable coming in as well. So,
What's the cost?
nothing.
It's free.
It's free.
Now, Stacey, what if if you're a family watching this, you're not associated with Inclusion? How do you get connected with Inclusion Lloydminster?
Well, by all means, we have our website, or if you were connecting to Karla, a family could just reach out and say, hey, we need some help. And we'd be happy, a member of our team would be happy to connect back with the family.
That's how it starts. We need some help here.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything we're forgetting?
I think just that a lot of families reach out to us when they are in crisis. And it's astonishing to me, actually, after all these years, how many families don't even know that we exist. And so I think it takes our community also to be able to help promote our organization to families that may be in need. So we can't do it alone. And so we want people to be spokespeople for us as an organization and for individuals so that they can have as full and robust life as they can.
Anything else, Karla? Are we missing anything?
I think Stacey did a beautiful job covering what I couldn't fill in. It's just something to really point out, like with the breakfast, a lot of times at events, it's the organization and the staff sharing and talking about what they do. And we really focus in on bringing those who we have worked with and walked along. They're the ones up there sharing the stories. It's lived experiences, not what we think should be happening type thing. So it definitely has a greater impact, I feel, on those who get to participate. And like, we've had people come out of the breakfast who have watched the employment story and decided I could be an inclusive employer and have worked alongside of our employment coordinators and created jobs. And so it's really cool to see what flourishes outside of the breakfast afterwards.
Yeah, you nailed it there. It's about hearing from families. Is what it really is about, and sometimes within those individuals as well. So I don't know if you can share with us who your guest speakers are this time around, or if you want to do that.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're about a month away, 3 weeks away?
3 weeks, yeah.
Thank you both. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I just wanted to also just share a little bit that in addition to our annual event, our breakfast on May 2nd, is that Inclusion Lloydminster hosts sessions for families periodically throughout the year. And it's timely because next Thursday evening we're hosting a session around what life may look like after high school. It's a question that many families wonder and don't know how to navigate with their child. And so we want to help assist and have dialogue and conversation about that. So we're hosting it next Thursday evening, 6:30 to 8:30 at the OTS room at Service Sports Center.
How do you get in touch with you for that one?
You can call our main line at 306-825-5913. Leave a voicemail, or we have a QR code on our Facebook page, an event, so families can reach out that way. And we would encourage all families to attend.
Is that a free event as well, Stacey?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you both. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the Saskatchewan Summer Games, which are getting closer and closer all the time. In fact, they're just about 100 days out.
We'd rather sell it than move it in. The moving in sale is on now at the new Lloydminster Nissan. As we get ready to move into our beautiful new building on Highway 17 South, we're moving out our incredible inventory from the big blue building on Highway 16 West. save today on our incredible lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles all under the roof. Get special clear-on pricing on all remaining 2023 models. We're getting ready to move in, so come out and see us today for fantastic savings on your new car, truck, or SUV. The moving in sale is on now at the new Lloydminster Nissan. We won't sell you a car, we'll help you buy one.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with a Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
Welcome back to the Lloydminster Exhibition and the new Lloydminster Nissan Exhibition Grill. Wellings of Lloydminster is now offering 1 or 2 bedroom gorgeous villas for adults 55 and over. These gorgeous 1-story maintenance-free villas are perfect for those that are looking to maybe have more freedom or faced with some health challenges but not ready to give up that personalized, that individualism that comes with having your own space. And that means having your own thermostat. I mean, these villas are absolutely gorgeous. The best thing to do would be to call Darlene and take a walk through one of their 1 or 2 bedroom villas. These villas are walk-in shower, 1 or 2 bedroom, as I mentioned. In the 2 bedrooms, you can get a garage, and they're deep enough garages where if you're the type of person who likes to work in the garage and maybe have a workbench, there's room for that as well. There's room for pets in these villas as well. And right now, they are building a clubhouse as well. Darlene's number is 780-872-8537, and she'll walk you through one of those villas and answer any questions that you have, including, because I know if you're faced with some health challenges, you're thinking to yourself, why would I want to sign a long-term lease? You're going to love what Darlene has to say about that. 780-872-8537. That's Wellings of Lloydminster. We have Wendy Plandowski and Jason Whiting joining us from the Saskatchewan Summer Games Committee. In fact, we have one of the head honchos here to talk to us about the Saskatchewan Summer Games, so I'm a little nervous, Wendy.
Oh, come on.
Knowing the power that you wield.
Oh, gosh.
Got the big wigs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But it's great to have you both here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So we're getting closer and closer and closer. In fact, Friday, 100 Days Away celebration. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that event and what's going to happen at it.
Yeah, so this is more of a milestone for us than the average person would realize. And I almost had a moment where I kind of teared up a little bit. We've been planning these games since 2018. The devastation of the 2020 games when we couldn't execute, mm-hmm. And now realizing that we're 100 days away. And so we're making a big deal about it for a couple of reasons. I mean, one, Jason's our Vice President of Volunteer Recruitment. We've still got some volunteers to recruit. Yeah. So we wanted to get people excited. We wanted people to understand that, we're not going to do last minute Lloyd this time. We want people to get in there, get registered. And I think what Jason and I were kind of talking about is realizing that there's a role for everybody when it comes to these games. It doesn't matter if you might be away the week of the games. We need help now. We can encourage people to come in and get involved, and there's so many different ways to get involved, and I think that's what excites me about a multi-sport games. If you're somebody that likes computers, we have a spot for you. You don't have to be, an avid sports enthusiast necessarily. If you like culture, we have a spot for you. If you like working with people, there's something for everybody.
Yeah. Can you take us through some of those, like what you would typically expect from a volunteer who, say, wants to be on site the day of?
Yeah, and so there's 6 of those 6 days of volunteer opportunities, and like I still am trying to get my head wrapped around all the different. So you have all the different events, from swimming to baseball to track and field to canoeing, kayaking. So a variety of different styles of venues, from inside to outside, and a variety of different opportunities, from raking the sand after a jump to directing traffic to and there's obviously jobs that I don't even know about yet that are still to come, and when they're placed into the system. So I think what Wendy is saying, and I agree with it, just is there's such a diversity. There is something literally for everybody. If you want to dress up in the mascot costume, you can also do that. There's a ton of different things, and it starts anytime you want to get signed up. We'd appreciate having those volunteers in the database, and just really looking forward to people stepping up, and again, not being the last minute Lloyd that we are historically pretty accustomed to, but getting in there and getting ourselves registered.
So how much knowledge do I have to know about a certain event to volunteer for that? Or do you place somebody?
Two things, Kurt. Basically you're in Lloydminster. We're going to provide volunteers with all of the training that they need. Angela Manish from Lakeland College is in charge of volunteer training, and so we're going to give you any tools that you need that might be specific. But don't forget that we've got officials coming from all over Saskatchewan. The Saskatchewan sport bodies are all involved, so there should be no fear of somebody not being able to fulfill their duties.
Yeah,
for the volunteers we're looking for, we can all do it.
Yeah, pretty general, the sport-specific ones will be generally looked after by the sports themselves. The chairs that are in that in those committees, those, like I said, we're not looking for the referees. We're not looking for the timekeepers, maybe, I don't know, depending on the sport, I guess, but nothing of those real official capacities that you have to worry about, the stress of a game or a competition or something like that.
Making sure you have the time right.
Exactly. So these are the general ones. We also have to recognize that we have a bunch of these athletes, these kids coming into town. So there's also things that need to be looked after outside of the true games and competitions themselves, from the accommodations, the serving of the food, the transportation, and all these things to make sure these athletes have the most comfortable and enjoyable time while they're in our city too. So again, lots of opportunities for volunteer roles.
We've done a couple of really innovative things too, Kurt. So we have created a youth shadow board. And so one of the legacies that we want from these games is to really encourage youth leadership and mentorship. So there's a position on every division for a youth board member from the ages of 16 to 24. And we're hoping to inspire that age group to be the next organizing board in 10 years or whatever when we host another provincial games. And also Jason's committee and volunteers has created youth volunteering opportunities. So if you have a 14-year-old and you want to do something with them and volunteer with them, you can volunteer together. And so we try to make this very much a barrier-free but family-focused kind of event. I remember in 2008 we had one person that signed up for one shift on the first day. It was so inspiring to him that he ended up taking holidays for the rest of the week and signing up for the whole week. And so it's a magical kind of a time for a volunteer, and that's one of the legacies, period, is just retraining, re-inspiring all these people post the pandemic to get back out and get involved in community.
Yeah. What would your time commitment be?
Minimum 4 hours for most basic shifts.
Yeah, we're asking individuals to sign up for at least 4 hours. That's kind of the bare minimum to get your T-shirt, your accreditation, your come enjoy the appreciation event, and all that sort of stuff. And then it's up to as much as you want to put in. And we're looking forward. We assume that our Lloydminster volunteers aren't just going to put in the bare minimum, but they're going to put in more than that. And we'd appreciate any and all of the. Once we get the schedule put into the system, which will come closer to the actual games, that's when we'll start seeing the sports actually scheduled, the times and the days and that sort of stuff. That's when the volunteers can go back into the database, pick their days, pick their times. Nothing is being forced upon them, but we are asking them to identify which ones they can do and as much as they can do. Yeah.
Best way to sign up is?
Well, we have a QR code. I think if you don't have it on somewhere online, we'll get it to you. It's a online database, a very fillable form that you can fill out with all your details. The process is all done for the safety of our youth athletes. Once you're signed up in the database with your information, in a little while afterwards, a day or two, you'll get an email notification saying please go down to the RCMP station and get your criminal record check and vulnerable sector check. Once you get that email, take that with you, head down to the RCMP station. They'll know the process. They're getting more and more familiar with it every day that more and more volunteers go in. You'll fill out the form. They'll do the criminal record check. Other than that's it. You're hands off. That'll go into our games manager. Another box will be checked in the database, and you're good until the scheduling and the training comes out.
And I think it's really important to note that Synergy Credit Union is the sponsor of volunteers. They were in a huge role in 2020 and a huge role again, and they're actually hosting our games office as well down at Synergy. And so someone can stop into the games office and chat with Nicole if they're having questions. And if somebody's not, really computer friendly, if that kind of intimidates them, we've actually made arrangements with the library. So somebody can go into the library and they'll help them actually register online. So it's a very public, barrier-free process as far as getting registered.
A very cool partnership.
Yeah. And we're going to have a sign-up sheet at our 100-day event at the mall. Mm-hmm. And so we'll be there from 3:30 till 6:30. The mascots will be there. The mayor's going to give greetings. Yep. You can take pictures with the mascots. We're going to have some treats. And we're just going to be hopefully getting everybody as excited as we are about being this close out to the games. And so if somebody wants to come down and ask about volunteering, etc., they can come down. We'll have lots of people there to answer questions.
The other exciting piece of that 100-day event at the Lloyd Mall this Friday is the announcement of all our legacy projects that will be brought into our community. And Wendy, this is your baby, so you tell. Well, we won't let the cat out of the bag about the actual projects that are happening, but these games leave a legacy.
Absolutely.
Some of these places you can walk by and see signs that already say legacy as well. So.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that all of the games that we've hosted, 82, 97, 08, 2020, because we were able to receive the grants then, and we saw upgrades to the facilities, and now 2024, it's millions of dollars that have been brought back into the community to upgrade facilities, and we're better off for it. Not just that, but the economic spin-off to our community alone, it's upwards of $5 million that this will bring into the community, if not more.
Yeah.
How many people? How many, for $5 million?
So,
how many people are coming?
We anticipate 5,000 to 6,000 spectators a day in the community, including all of the athletes. So, we're going to have about 1,800 athletes, all of the officials. So it's a massive event for our community. And, one of the things that I think we sometimes forget to tell people is that the athletes come in two jumps. So they come for the first half, and then there's a turnaround day. And then there's a second group of athletes that come for the last half. And the reason that has been done traditionally is because the games are hosted by smaller Saskatchewan communities. And so in order to be able to handle all of those athletes, they have to split it up.
Right. You mentioned something, Jason, you'd said there about a vulnerable sector check.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You guys are covering the fees on that too.
Yeah,
right?
and that's a great thing. To be a volunteer, there is no cost. Usually, if you were getting a criminal record check for a private business or your work or something like that, you'd have to pay the fees that go along with it. But because this is volunteer, and because the city has partnered with the games for this, there's no cost on either the city's end or the RCMP end, and you get both. You get the criminal record check and the vulnerable sector check at the same time. And yeah, we're really grateful for that, because that just puts all our minds at ease. Everything is good, and we're trusted. We got the right volunteers in the right spots.
How easy is that to get? It's pretty
So easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you live in the county, you have to, go to Kitsgaudy. If you live in one of the RMs, you're likely going to go to Maidstone. Other than that, go down to the Lloydminster detachment. They know what they're doing. And I just can't say enough about the collaboration of the city of Lloydminster, the RCMP, to make sure that that's also not a barrier for people. And if they're concerned about something that's, maybe sitting on their file from 40 years ago, don't be. We'll look at that very confidentially and be able to make sure that people can volunteer if they're able to. But like Jason said, care, comfort, and safety of the athlete is up to the host community. So knowing that we've made sure that we've put, Lloydminster's finest in front of those people is important.
Yeah, absolutely. At the event on Friday night, to get everybody geared up, what times it start, and should you pre-register? Do you have to come at a certain time?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, 3:30 to 6:30, but we're going to have some actual speeches at 5 o'clock. So the mayor's going to give some greetings. We're going to do our little bit of our legacy announcement so that the community understands where this incredible investment is going across the community. So, if somebody wants to pop in anytime between then, but if you want to hear, that announcement, then you can come at 5.
Okay.
Yeah, a great opportunity to come in and if you want to sign up and just need a little bit of assistance, this is the perfect opportunity to do so. So come on down and get the bonus of hearing a few exciting things that have happened with their legacy projects.
Yeah, and I think bring your kids. They can have a chance to meet Ravi and Tansy, who are our really cool mascots, and
just hang out in the library too.
Yeah.
How many volunteers are you still looking for? How are you doing?
It's coming along. We're probably around that 200 mark. It's kind of right where we expect it to be. We're not worried. We're not scared. We're not
because anything. It's last minute Lloyd.
Because it is last minute Lloyd, and it's only now just starting to feel like spring. It's only now starting to feel like summer is knocking on our doorstep, and I know that this is what this weather, this sunshine, will start getting people to cue in that we better get signed up now and start thinking about summer plans and being around for that week.
And I think this week we've had a lot of inquiry, Kurt, from companies who that may be a slow week for them, and so maybe they've got a couple of volunteers in their workforce that they would like to give to the games, so to speak, and so we've got mechanisms for that. And then just in addition to that, if people are looking for sponsorship opportunities, we still have some amazing sponsorship opportunities. Mike Sidoric and Maverick Hahn are our vice presidents of fundraising, and they're doing a bang up job, but we've still got some really cool opportunities if businesses still want to get involved.
Yeah, it's amazing what it takes to put on a games, and good or bad, we've been involved. I've been involved, and Wendy's been involved since before 2020 for the 2020 games, and have continued to be involved since then. And it's just such a, I guess I don't know how to put it. It's just very cool to see how much goes into these games. It's daunting at first, but to see it all come together through the involvement of all the people on the board, from the people around the community, all the volunteers, it's now starting to grow and turn into this really cool animal that's starting to flourish, and it's exciting.
Rewarding for individuals and for community.
Yeah, totally.
You build such amazing friendships, and you get to know people. I see often, and I'm sure both of you have seen it, when people are online and saying, I don't know what to do in this community, and I don't know how to meet people, and I'm lonely. Come join us, because really there are so many different ways that you can meet new people and reacquaint old friendships and that sort of thing, and this is really very much a family type of atmosphere.
Yeah.
Is there a big kickoff event for the community, or is it more based around?
So,
I might be getting ahead of myself.
Not at all, no. I would say that our biggest event for the community leading up to the games will be our volunteer event.
The kickoff event.
The kickoff event.
Appreciation kickoff event on the Thursday before the start of the games. That's where we kind of celebrate and appreciate our volunteers. Be some food involved, and just an opportunity to kind of come together as volunteers and appreciate everything that's upcoming and that has happened. It's really the volunteers that are the key to this, to the success. So they're the ones that they're a big part of our community, and so that's where the biggest kickoff.
Yeah, and I think simultaneously across the province, the 9 districts are also going to be hosting their pep rallies and their athlete, competitions and that sort of thing. And so, the athletes that are coming are also getting, revved up across the province, and so the pep rally for our district will actually be in Lloydminster at the Athletes Village, which is going to be the newly renovated Comp high school, which we got a tour of a week ago, and it's just going to be fantastic. So we're so proud, I think, of being able to showcase that new facility for all of the athletes that are coming.
Is there anything I'm forgetting about not only the Saskatchewan Summer Games this July, starting the 21st, run to the 27th, but also about Friday's 100-day celebration?
Yeah, I think we've touched on a lot of it. Yes, they're this Friday, 100 days. At any time, sign up through our website and get signed up for volunteering. Watch for emails to come out. Watch for the social media for different promotions and that sort of stuff. We want to ensure that we do have the right amount of volunteers, and to keep track of that. Encourage your friends. If you're already signed up, or if you know that you're going to sign up, encourage others to sign up too, because we can't do this without the network that our community has. So social media is one thing, but our personal networks is more important too.
Appreciate you both. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kurt.
We'll be back with you tomorrow, and Sean Newman's going to be here. He's hosting the Cornerstone Forum at the Gold Horse Casino this April, and I was asking him what that's all about, and he said basically it is about trying to figure out how to make money going forward in what the conditions are like today in Canada. How do you go about, kind of capitalizing a little bit about some of these policies that are coming out. So we'll be talking to Sean tomorrow, 10 a.m. right here at the Lloydminster Exhibition in the new Lloydminster Nissan Exhibition Grill.